News Canada. Information for life.
Ready for more cake?
Do you remember all the homemade food and pretty cakes your mother used to make for your birthday parties? How does anyone find the time to do that anymore? And even if there is time, so much baking in the summertime makes the whole house so hot. Well, the answer's in the microwave. That's right, baking cakes can now be done in a zero-heat, low-energy microwave oven. If you've never done it before, you might be quite surprised. It is possible to make a homemade cake in just 10 minutes using the world's most trusted and convenient brand, Duncan Hines. And with a few insider tips from Duncan Hines, I think your cake will turn out to be quite spectacular. Today we're making a Swiss chocolate cake. So what we need is your package of cake mix, plus as well whatever the recipe calls for in the way of eggs, our oil, water, and of course, don't forget our frosting as well. Now, I do highly recommend working with the dark cake mixes in terms of the microwave method, although the light cake mixes work just as well. They do tend to turn out a little bit more on the pale side, so I recommend having a little bit of extra frosting on hand to cover that up. In terms of a baking vessel, I like working with the round silicone bundt pan. However, if you don't have this style of pan at home, any straight side microwave safe dish would be just fine. Now, let's start mixing. So after we've finished mixing our cake, now what we're going to do is line our baking pan here with just 1/3 of a tin of frosting. What this is going to do is it's going to not only give the cake a nice shiny glaze once it's finished, but as well it's just going to make sure that the cake pops out of the pan really easily after baking. You do want to be careful not to add too much frosting at this point, because if you do, once you pop your cake out of the pan, it will become quite messy. Now this is something that's so easy. Your teenage kids could do this at home, after school, or university students could do it at school with their own microwaves. So once we have a nice even coating on the inside of our pan, then it's time to pour in our cake mix. Now this is going to go in the microwave on high heat for 10 minutes. Because all microwaves do cook a little bit differently, 10 minutes is just a great guideline for you. Nice even distribution in the pan, and it looks like we're ready to go. Off to the microwave. And once your cake is fully baked, wait a minute or two before turning it out onto a cake plate. I do recommend letting the cake cool completely before icing. But more importantly, you will be cool as the party begins. It's never too hot for cake.
Can I use this after I think?
News Canada. Information for life.